Welcome to this week's AMT Fresh Produce Overview. This week we take a deeper look at how the potato season is progressing and also what the impact of load shedding can have on prices. All in this week's interesting episode made possible by Nedbank, so don't miss a second. In this week's economic discussion, we chat with renowned economist Prof. Waldo Krichel from the Northwest University and focus on how the Trump tariffs will impact our local agricultural industry, with some alarm bells that signal higher inflation again. But with that said, let's take a deeper look at what happened in the fresh produce markets over the past week. The average national potato price has dropped by a massive 16% to 63.74 per 10 kg bag. This was due to 29% more volume sold on the markets. Last week, large potatoes traded on 71 Rand, mediums at 60 Rand and smalls at 43 Rand per 10 kg. In terms of variety prices, the mondial price decreased to 61 Rand while Safra prices dropped to 67 Rand per 10 kg. The average price for Class 1 potatoes was on 66 Rand 86 per 10 kg bag last week. As was anticipated, an increase in market volumes from the Eastern Free State resulted in significantly lower prices the past week, with especially the mondial price that came under more pressure. Mondial prices dropped by 22% as a result, while Safra's only traded about 10% lower. If we get rain across the regions that is in harvest at the moment, which seems likely, we can see lower volumes to the markets again this week and prices that can therefore stabilize and not drop further. The average onion price remained on a lower level and decreased to 40 Rand 51 per 10 kg last week, but remains about 4% higher than a year ago, with volumes that are about 8% lower compared to a year ago. Brown onion prices increased to 43 Rand, red onions dropped to 40 Rand, and white onions traded on 42 Rand per 10 kg. Large onions traded at 46 Rand, mediums remained at 42 Rand, and smalls increased slightly to 39 Rand per 10 kg. I still think that prices can remain around current levels for now and then start moving upward from the start of March and likely reach a peak at the end of August this year again. We also might trade on a higher level compared to last year, with lower volumes that is expected this year compared to the previous season. Tomato prices increased to 10 Rand 16 per kilogram, while volumes dropped by about 18% week on week. Large tomatoes traded on 12 Rand 19, mediums traded at 11 Rand 6 cents, while the latest small price traded on 8 Rand 33 per kilogram. We think that demand can pick up over the coming month, while the heat wave in Limpopo will result in more red tomatoes on the markets and lots of tomatoes that got a degree of damage. We will see more volumes at once in the market, which can over the short term see or result at least in lower prices. But the price can start to increase from the middle of Feb as the shortage can become more severe as we head towards April. Carrot prices increased by 16% last week, averaging on 5 Rand 86 per kilogram. Large carrots traded on 6 Rand 33, mediums at 4 Rand 73, and smalls traded on 4 Rand 36 per kilogram. We're expecting better prices this week with low volumes currently on the market. Interesting to note is that the unexpected load shedding can have a major influence on volumes to the markets of intensive irrigated crops. The problem is that many farmers planted full fields this season with the expectation that there won't be load shedding. If stage 4 load shedding, however, kicks in, there can be damage to the crops, which can drive prices of most commodities higher over the next 3 months. The average pepper price increased by 17% to 11 Rand 33 per kilogram. Green peppers traded higher on 8 Rand 15, yellow peppers increased to 15 Rand 19, and the latest red pepper price jumped to 14 Rand 26 per kilogram last week. expect a slight increase in prices over the next week or so. However, the general trend points to prices staying closer to the 10 Rand mark until June of this year. Cabbage prices trade higher on 3 Rand 56 per kilogram, while the average garlic price remained about 31% lower compared to a year ago on 39 Rand 31 per kilogram. Locally produced garlic traded lower on 31 Rand 8 cents, with imported garlic now on 73 Rand 14 per kilogram. Spinach prices jumped by about 69% to 7 Rand 50 per kilogram. Sweet potato prices dropped to 8 Rand 64. Pumpkin prices dropped to 2 Rand 96. Butternuts traded on 3 Rand 82. Green beans dropped to 11 Rand 66, while the cucumber price recovered again to 7 Rand 24 per kilogram over the past week. For a deeper dive into these and other market insights, be sure to download our latest reports now, which is available for free at amtrends.co.za. But with that said, let's shift our focus to the fruit markets. The average banana price dropped by another 11% to 7 Rand 95 per kilogram, which is about 143 Rand per 18 kilogram box, and is now about 36% higher compared to a year ago when it traded just below the 6 Rand mark. The fact that prices remained relatively elevated compared to last year is due to 25% less volumes on the markets currently compared to last year. I, however, think that the price can now increase over the next 6 weeks due to lower volumes expected. Apple prices decreased slightly to 15 Rand 40 per kilogram, but we have seen the first local volumes coming into the markets, with a 33% increase in volumes reported on the markets. The average pear price dropped by another 14% to 9 Rand 23 per kilogram and is likely to stabilize soon, with a slight upward trend then expected over the next 2 months. Orange prices increased to 23 Rand 37 per kilogram and is now 70% higher compared to last year this time. We're expecting prices to remain elevated for the next 2 weeks, but also expect a sharp drop after Valentine's Day, as more local volumes will likely then force prices downward. As expected, apple prices dropped by another 11% to 27 Rand 51 per kilogram, with 58% more volumes traded on the markets. Variety-wise, Fiata's remained around 26 Rand, Haas dropped to 45 Rand, while the latest Pinkerton variety price traded lower on 24 Rand per kilogram. Expect apple prices to drop sharply over the next month and then stabilize likely between the 10 Rand and 13 Rand mark at the start of March again. This drop is expected based on higher local production that will force higher volumes and lower prices on the local markets. The average grape price traded on 19 Rand 17 per kilogram last week, which is slightly higher compared to the previous week, with volumes increasing by 37% week on week. Compared to last year, we're still seeing about 25% higher prices due to 9% lower volumes reported. The downward price trend is, however, likely to continue until mid-February, with prices likely to stay between the 15 and 20 Rand mark over the next few months as well. Lower volumes compared to last year can, however, keep prices slightly elevated compared to the previous production season. Pineapple prices traded higher at 13 Rand 21, lemons increased to 10 Rand 6 cents, while the latest blueberry price traded 20% higher at 62 Rand 79 per kilogram. I still think lemon prices can stand the pressure for now, while blueberry prices can stay in this upward trend from here on out as we move into the winter months. This video was proudly brought to you by Standard Bank. For more detailed market insights, visit our website at amtrends.co.za, where you can also download our latest reports for free. Don't forget to join our growing community on WhatsApp for exclusive updates. Just follow the link in the description below to stay connected with the latest trends and insights. I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe, and thank you for watching.